हरि ओम। Hari Om and Namaste to all of you. उद्बत्ती है तेरी यार। We will start today's session with Guru Aradhana. We will be chanting Guru Paduka Stotram. Those of you who know the chant, please do the chanting. And simultaneously, if you have an altar where you offer prayers every day, you can show the incense stick there and do the same Aradhana in your house and pray for the whole of the country, for all the people in the world who are going through difficult times, and invoke the blessings and grace of the Lord and Guru to protect our Bharat and the whole world. So we'll start with Guru Paduka Stotram. अनंत संसार समुद्र तार नौकायुताभ्याम गुरु भक्तिदाभ्याम वैराग्य साम्राज्यद पूजनाभ्याम नमो नमः श्री गुरु पादुकाभ्याम कवित्ववाराशि निशाकराभ्याम दौर्भाग्यदावाम्बुदमालिकाभ्याम दूरीकृतानम्र विपत्तिताभ्याम नमो नमः श्री गुरुपादुकाभ्याम नताययो श्रीपतितां समीयुः कदाचिदप्याशु दरिद्रवर्याः मूकाश्च वाचस्पतितां हिताभ्यां नमो नमः श्री गुरुपादुकाभ्यां नृपालिमौली व्रजरत्नकान्ति सरिद्विराज जशकन्यकाभ्यां नृपद्वदाभ्यां नतलोकपङ्क्तेः नमो नमः श्री गुरुपादुकाभ्यां नालीकनीकाशपदाहृदाभ्यां नानाविमोहादिनिवारिकाभ्यां नमज्जनाभीष्टततिप्रदाभ्यां नमो नमः श्री गुरुपादुकाभ्यां पापान्धकारार्कपरम्पराभ्यां तापत्रयाहीन्द्रखगेश्वराभ्यां जाड्याब्धिसंशोषणबाडवाभ्यां नमो नमः श्री गुरुपादुकाभ्यां समाधिषट्क प्रदवैभवाभ्यां समाधिदान व्रतदीक्षिताभ्यां रमाधवाङ्घ्रिस्थिरभक्तिदाभ्यां नमो नमः श्री गुरुपादुकाभ्यां स्वार्चापराणाम् अखिलेष्टदाभ्यां स्वाहा सहायाक्षदुरन्धराभ्यां स्वान्ताच्च भावप्रदपूजनाभ्यां नमो नमः श्री गुरुपादुकाभ्यां दिसर्पव्रजगरुडाभ्यां विवेकवैराग्यनिधिप्रदाभ्यां बोधप्रदाभ्यां धृतमोक्षदाभ्यां नमो नमः श्री गुरुपादुकाभ्यां नमो नमः श्री गुरुपादुकाभ्यां नमो नमः श्री गुरुपादुकाभ्याम्। अखंडमंडलाकारं व्याप्तं येन चराचरं तत्पदं दर्शितं येन तस्मै श्री गुरवे नमः। अज्ञानतिमिरान्धस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मीलितं येन तस्मै श्री गुरवे नमः। गुरुर्ब्रह्मा गुरुर्विष्णु गुरुर्देवो महेश्वरः गुरुसाक्षात् परं ब्रह्मा तस्मै श्री गुरवे नमः। स्थावरं जंगमं व्याप्तं यत्किंचित् सचराचरं तत्पदं दर्शितं येन तस्मै श्री गुरवे नमः। चिन्मयं व्यापितं सर्वं त्रैलोक्यं सचराचरं तत्पदं दर्शितं येन तस्मै श्री गुरवे नमः। सर्वश्रुतिशिरोरत्न विराजितपदाम्बुजः वेदान्ताम्बुजसूर्याय तस्मै श्री गुरवे नमः। शाश्वतं शान्तं व्योमातीतं निरञ्जनः बिन्दुनादकलातीतः तस्मै श्री गुरवे नमः। समारूढः तत्त्वमाला विभूषितः भुक्तिमुक्तिप्रदाता च तस्मै श्री गुरवे नमः। अनेक जन्म संप्राप्त कर्म बंध विदाहिने आत्मज्ञान प्रदानेन तस्मै श्री गुरवे नमः। शोषणं भव सिन्धोश्च ज्ञापनं सारसम्पदः गुरोर्पादोदकं सम्यक् तस्मै श्री गुरवे नमः। न गुरोरधिकं तत्त्वं अधिकं तपः तत्त्वज्ञानात् परं नास्ति तस्मै श्री गुरवे नमः। मन्नाथः श्रीजगन्नाथः मद्गुरुः श्रीजगद्गुरुः मदात्मा सर्वभूतात्मा तस्मै श्री गुरवे नमः। गुरुराधिरनादिश्च गुरुः परमदैवतं गुरोः परतरं नास्ति तस्मै श्री गुरवे नमः। ध्यानमूलं गुरोर्मूर्ति पूजामूलं गुरोर्पदं मंत्रमूलं गुरोर्वाक्यं मोक्षमूलं गुरोर्कृपा मोक्षमूलं गुरोर्कृपा मोक्षमूलं गुरोर्कृपा। ओम शांति शांति शांति। हरि ओम। Remain with your eyes closed for a short while. And observe the experience that you are having in your mind, that you belong to a great tradition, a parampara of Guru, which is always protecting all of us. We have the responsibility, however, to maintain good health of body, of prana, of the mind and of the intellect. With this sankalpa that we will be aware, that we will have Sayam, the sense of balance, and we will live with a sankalpa to awaken the highest potential in this life. The same sankalpa and Sayam that the Prime Minister has asked all of us to have in this critical time. Now we will get into the session for the day with this sankalpa to maintain good health of the body, prana and mind, and with the view of maintaining Sayam. Let's get into today's session. Please rub your palms. Place the palms on the eyes. Feel the heat pass from the palms into the eyes. Today we have Divyamurti and Vidya Shakti to demonstrate the practices for the day. We will start today's session with Tadasana. So please come to standing position. All of you who are watching the live class, please participate in the class. Don't sit with a cup of coffee and just keep seeing this. For the first practice, keep your legs about half a feet apart. Drop the hands by the side. Keep the shoulders relaxed. Hands hanging by the side. Eyes gently closed. The moment you close your eyes, you will find that your body is not totally still, but it is gently swaying. Become aware of the swaying movement of the body. If the swaying movement is too much, then you should adjust the position of your legs. And once you feel that you have become stable, still, and you are ready, then you may open your eyes and fix your gaze on some object in front of you. Once you fix your gaze on the object in front of you, after that you should not move the gaze from that object till this practice is complete. Now we'll get into the starting position of this practice. Interlock fingers. Place the hands on the head so that the palms are facing the ceiling, and start observing the natural breath. We are not asking you to do the breathing, we are only asking you to observe the breath. When breath comes in the next time, along with incoming breath, slowly stretch yourself upward as high as you can, and as breath leaves, slowly come back to starting position. It should be as though you are trying to grow up. Stretch yourself as much as you can. When breath comes in, you stretch yourself upward. When breath goes out, you return to starting position. Again, when breath comes in, you slowly raise up as if somebody is pulling you from above, and when breath goes out, you slowly return to starting position. Become aware of your natural breathing. And when breath comes in, you raise up. When breath goes out, you return to starting position. You will be doing 10 rounds in all. If you already completed 10 rounds, you may drop your hands down. The moment you drop your hand down, you close your eyes. Keeping the eyes closed, become aware of the whole body from the top of the head to the tip of the toes. Observe the changes you experience in your fingertips, fingers, knuckles, wrist, elbow, upper arm, shoulder, and then gently open your eyes. Keep your legs about 1 meter apart this time. Do not be stingy, be generous. Keep your legs wide apart, but ensure that you are not keeping your feet tilted to the sides. Feet should be pointed forward so that you have created a nice wide based triangle with the help of your legs. Now raise both the hands to the side, interlock the fingers on top of the head, and give yourself a gentle, comfortable upward stretch as if somebody is pulling your hands upward. Tuck your chin slightly upward so that your body will not lean forward. Now be in this position and observe your natural breathing. Next time when your breath flows out, along with the outgoing breath, you may bend down to your left side. Slide the body to the left side. And when breath comes in, please return back to center. Again, when breath goes out, you will slowly slide down to the right side. And when breath comes in, you will return to center. Like this, you have to do 10 rounds. Do not try beyond your capacity. Just be aware of what your body is capable of and tilt the body to the side only to the extent that you can without leaning forward, without twisting the hip, without dropping the head forward, or without bringing the hand forward. It should be as though you are doing this practice leaning on a wall behind you. And synchronize the movement with your natural breathing. When breath goes out, you bend to the side. When breath comes in, you return to center. When you complete 10 rounds, then you stop the practice, bring the hands down, bring the legs together, gently close your eyes. Keeping eyes closed, be aware of the change you are experiencing in the body. Observe how you feel in your fingers, palms, wrist, forearm, elbow, upper arm, shoulder, shoulder blades, neck, spine, back, chest, abdomen, waistline, both sides of the hip. And then gently Whenever you feel that your body has returned to its normal condition, you can open your eyes and get ready for the third practice. The third practice that we will do today is called Kati Chakrasana. Keep your legs shoulder width apart. Raise your hands to shoulder level. Become aware of your breath. Along with the outgoing breath, slowly twist the body to the left side. Along with the incoming breath, return to center. Along with the outgoing breath, twist over to the right side. Along with the incoming breath, return to center. The hands should not be hanging down or raised above the shoulder when you come back to the starting position. You have to be aware of your breath. And if you notice the person who is demonstrating, they are not lifting their feet off the floor. Both the legs are glued to the floor, and the twist is accentuated at the hip because of the legs fixed on the floor. If you are doing the practices as a family, please be sure that you are not too close to each other, that you slap into one another's face as you are doing the practice. There is no need to do it together because we are not doing a choreographed dance. You just have to do it according to your own breathing. When breath goes out, you will twist to the side. When breath comes in, you will return to center. And when you complete 10 sets, drop the hand down, close the eyes, and observe the changes you experience in the body. We are going to do one more variation of this practice. And if there is anybody who is above 65 years old who is joining this live class, then you need not do this variation. You can do 10 more rounds of the same practice you did just now, while youngsters and others who are not old, who can join with us and do this second variation. The second variation, the practice is not done according to natural breath speed. It is purposefully done with a slightly higher speed in a dynamic way, and it is done with a sound. Whenever the twist is done, you have to make a sound ha as you are twisting from side to side. So raise the hands to shoulder level, to the left side, center, right, center, left, center, right, center, left, center, right, left, 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 right, left. Relax. Drop the hands down. Please close your eyes. People who have vertigo, people who have hernia should not do it at this high speed. The previous practice at the speed of natural breath is perfectly alright for everyone. There is no contraindication. But this practice with a higher speed is contraindicated for people with vertigo, dizziness, sense of imbalance. All 65 plus years have to do it only in the personal supervision of a teacher. Now get ready for the next practice. Marjari Asana. The mother cat and the daughter cat will be demonstrating this practice for you. Don't get into a fight. Keep your hands and legs vertical. And become aware of your natural breath. Next time, when your breath flows out, along with the outgoing breath, you may slowly drop your head down and start raising your mid back. And make your mid back like a dome of a mosque. And then along with the incoming breath, you slowly raise your head up. Move your abdomen down so that your back becomes like a bowl. If children are doing the practice, when your head is dropped down, you can imagine yourself to become a big, huge burger. Along with the incoming breath, you may gently move your head up and move your abdomen down like an ice cream cup. Along with the outgoing breath, head goes down, mid back is raised up as high as it possible. Along with the incoming breath, head is raised up, abdomen is moved down to make the spine like a bowl. You have to do this practice also 10 times. Be aware of your hands and legs. Do not bend your elbows. Do not move your hip forward and backward. Simply move the head and spine in this way. At the same time, one more important thing that you need to be aware of is do not put undue pressure in the neck. The practice emphasis is in the hip region, the mid back, the abdomen, and not the neck. Do not put undue pressure, bending the neck hard forward or backward. Just drop the head down, just lift it up. Emphasis is only in the middle back. And once you complete 10 times, please sit back in Vajrasana. And observe how you feel after you complete 10 rounds of Marjari Asana. Marjari Asana, cat stretch, is a powerful practice, has a strong influence in your spine. It makes the spine supple, flexible, and prepares one for other practices that require the flexibility and strength. In itself, Marjari Asana massages and tones the abdominal organs, pelvic floor organs, releases stiffness from the back, makes you flexible. Now we are going to do Ushtrasana, preparatory practice to begin with. Ushtrasana means camel posture. To do this practice, you have to first come on your knees. This practice is very useful for correcting the conditions of back. We are only going to do the preparatory practice, which is a supported practice where the thumb is placed on the back at the level of the waist and the four fingers are placed by the side. And along with the next incoming breath, you will gently push your hip forward and gently arch backward to the extent that your body allows you. And when you feel that it is enough for you. Along with outgoing breath, you will come back to the starting position. Once again, with the incoming breath, you will gently arch backward. Along with the outgoing breath, you will slowly come back to starting position. Repeat 3 more times. Normally, we do not conduct classes over the internet portals. We don't offer classes like this, but given the condition that you cannot leave your home, and this can be a very powerful 2-hour engagement, this is a very special session offered by our center. Therefore, we are not conducting any advanced practices during this program. All the practices are quite simple. You have to also carefully listen to instructions, as we are telling you some contraindications for few practices. If there are any contraindications, if we are telling that, please listen to it and avoid doing the practice. Of course, for this preparatory practice of Ushtrasana, there is no contraindication. And when you finish the practice, you sit back in Vajrasana. And observe the impact of preparatory Ushtrasana in the pelvic floor, abdomen, diaphragm, chest, rib cage, throat, upper back, middle back, lower back. Now take your awareness to your navel, to your abdomen. And sitting in Vajrasana, imagine that you are breathing in and breathing out through the navel. You feel as if your breath is flowing in through the navel and is flowing out through the navel. Use a little bit of your imagination. Feel as if air is moving into the body through the navel and moving out through the navel. Vajrasana is one practice which can be done while eating food and after eating food. This is probably the only asana that can be done after eating a stomach full. Now from Vajrasana, we are going to move into Shashankasana. If you have a high blood pressure, you need not do Shashankasana in its full form. You can just remain in Vajrasana or lie down in Shavasana and relax. For doing Shashankasana, from Vajrasana you raise both the hands above the head. Stretch your hands upward as if somebody is pulling your hands above. Gently tuck your chin a little bit and become aware of your natural breath. Next time when breath flows out along with outgoing breath, you will slowly move forward to the extent possible and then place the hands on the floor and place the forehead on the floor. In case your forehead is not touching the floor and you're feeling too much pressure in the abdomen, you can make a fist and place your forehead on the fist, like how Vidya Shakti is demonstrating to you. Can you please one more fist also on and place both the fists one on top of the other and show the practice? This will give you almost the same benefit of a complete Shashankasana. This practice is contraindicated for people with hernia because it applies too much pressure in the abdomen. So remain in this final position for few breaths, 3 breaths or 5 breaths, whatever duration your body will let you be in, and then slowly raise your hands up. Raise your head up and slowly come up. Gently drop your hands down, place the hands on the thighs. Sit comfortably for a few moments, observing the impact of this practice on your body. Now let us do Simha Garjana Asana. For those of you who do not know the practice, you can see this demonstration. For others who know the practice, please join us. In this practice, you assume Vajrasana, and after assuming Vajrasana, you separate your knees. And you keep both the palms facing upward together in front of you, like how they are showing. And then you take the palms down on the floor and place your palms on the floor in between your knees, where the fingers are pointing towards the body and both the wrists are placed facing forward together. Now you gently raise your head up. The most important point in this practice is Shambhavi Mudra. So Shambhavi Mudra is where you place your gaze into the eyebrow center. And then you take a deep breath in, open your mouth, stretch the tongue out and roar like a lion. Close your mouth. Breathe in deeply once again. Once again, look into the eyebrow center. The most important thing in this practice is gazing into the eyebrow center. Take a deep breath in. Open your mouth, stretch your tongue out and roar. Let this roar ask the virus to leave the nation. We will do one more last round together and drive the virus out of the country and out of this world. Look into the eyebrow center. Take a deep breath in. Open your mouth, stretch your tongue out, roar. Very nice. Now sit normally in Vajrasana. Close your eyes and keeping the eyes closed, observe how you feel in the chest. Observe how you feel in the throat. Observe how you feel in the eyebrow center. You will realize that a lot of burden and pressure, heaviness in the chest region, which comes out of the feelings of diffidence, dejection, depression, fear, anxiety, have all been busted out. And your chest region feels so light. And in the throat, you feel so harmonized. The practice improves voice, makes the voice clear and sweet. And in the eyebrow center, you feel the experience of an awakened level of prana. You feel a tingling vibration in the eyebrow center. Once you have observed these three changes, take a small rest by lying down in Shavasana. Both of you can lie with the head facing each other's head. All of you, please lie down comfortably on your mat, placing your back on the floor, legs apart, allowing the legs to flop by the side. Hands by the side of the body, slightly away from the body. Palms of the hands facing upward. Head, neck and back in one straight line. Eyes gently closed. And for a short while, you will remain lying down without any movements, making the whole body totally still like a statue. Let go of your physical body. Please do not hold your physical body tightly. Please do not hold your physical body tightly. Allow the whole body to sink down into the floor. Surrender the body into the floor. Now, leave the awareness of the stillness, the motionlessness, and shift your awareness to your natural breathing. Become aware of every breath as it flows in and as it flows out. Every time when breath comes in, abdomen gently bulges up. Every time when breath goes out, abdomen gently sinks down. Intensify your awareness of your natural breathing. When breath flows in, chill air is flowing in through the nostrils. When breath is flowing out, warm air flows out through the nostrils. Become aware of the natural breathing intrinsically. When breath comes in, the body expands like a balloon. And when breath goes out, the whole body is sinking into the floor. Intensify your experience of body expanding like a balloon and sinking down into the floor. Intensify the feeling of body expansion and body sinking down. Now, you should feel sufficiently rested and relaxed. We are going to do a series of practices for strengthening the abdomen region. This sequence of practices are known as Pawan Muktasan abdominal group of practices. So for doing this practice, please bring your legs together. Please bring your hands by the side of the body, close to the body. Tuck your hands underneath the body little bit so that your elbows are tucked under the back. Do not bend your elbows, keep your elbows straight. And then bring your legs together. Bring your feet together. First practice we will do is leg raising, Padottanasana. For this practice, you are going to lift your leg first alternately and then together. First you will be raising the right leg, then you will be raising the left leg, and then you will be raising both legs, and like that we will be doing 10 rounds. Those of you who do not know the practice, please have a look at this demonstration. Become aware of the natural breath. Become aware of the shoulders on the floor, head on the floor in a relaxed way. Along with the next incoming breath, slowly raise your right leg up. Keep the right leg straight. And then along with the outgoing breath, slowly bring the right leg down. Then along with the next incoming breath, raise your left leg up. Along with the outgoing breath, slowly bring the left leg down. Now you are going to lift both the legs up. Raise both legs up without bending the knee. Turn your toe towards your head. And along with the outgoing breath, slowly bring the legs down. This is one round. Like this, you can do 10 rounds. Along with the incoming breath, right leg up. Along with the outgoing breath, right leg down. When you are lifting one leg, the other leg should remain on the floor. You should not lift the other leg off the floor. And throughout practice, you have to keep your knees straight. Along with the incoming breath, right leg up. Along with the outgoing breath, right leg down. Along with the incoming breath, left leg up. Along with the outgoing breath, left leg down. Along with the incoming breath, both legs up. Along with the outgoing breath, both legs down. Now when you are lifting the leg up, you should lift it synchronized with the breathing. You should not lift the leg up as if you are kicking a football. And you should be aware of two things. One, aware of the straight posture of the leg. You should not bend your knee as you are lifting the leg. And the other leg which remains on the floor should not bend, should not be lifted off the floor. To the extent possible, without bending the knee, how much ever you are able to lift, that is good enough. It is not necessary that you have to lift your leg up so much that it looks perfect. We are not doing any circus here, so appearance is not the most important thing. How you are able to do it correctly is the most important thing. Without bending the knees, to the extent possible. After doing 5 rounds, if you feel that your abdomen is crunched up, it's aching, you can rest for a short while and then continue the balance rounds. And if you feel that 10 rounds is too much for you, then you don't have to do 10 rounds. The practice helps strengthening the abdominal muscles, thigh muscles. It tones the thigh muscles, pelvic floor area. This is used effectively for strengthening the abdominal muscles, to tone the abdominal muscles. And when you complete 10 rounds, you should let go of the body, surrender the body into Shavasana. And while you are relaxing, you should observe how you feel in the abdomen. Observe the impact of this practice in the abdomen. Observe how you feel around your navel. Observe how you feel around the diaphragm. Observe how you feel in the lower abdomen, pelvic floor. Observe how you feel in the groin. Observe how you feel in the thighs. And if you find that there is some strain in your neck, you can roll your head from side to side. It's possible that some people do not tuck the hands properly underneath the body. For them, they will use their neck and head, press it against the floor to lift the leg up. And they may find that it is causing strain. Now we are going to do another very powerful practice which can remove lethargy, sluggishness. This is called as Naukasana. Naukasana or boat pose is a powerful practice to strengthen the abdomen, and it's a great practice to overcome the problem of hernia. However, if you have a health condition, you can't see this video and do the practice. You have to show yourself, meet a experienced yoga teacher, a therapist who has experience dealing with such conditions, and then do this practice. So get ready for the practice of Naukasana, boat pose. Bring your legs together. Bring your hands by the side of the body, except for the buttock. The rest of the body is raised up as if you have become a katamaram, a boat that is made of logs of wood that are tied together. So raise your legs, raise your chest, shoulders up, except for the buttock, everything else is up. And when you feel you want to drop your body down, slowly come down. Do not lift your legs to 2 feet high, just about half a foot or 1 foot is enough. And do 2 more rounds. Along with the incoming breath, you raise up. Along with the outgoing breath, you slowly come down. When you finish 3 rounds like this in a dynamic manner, coming up and going down, relax for a short while. If you do not have strength in the abdomen, you will actually use your elbows and you will use your legs and head, bang them against the floor and come up in a jerk. This practice strengthens the abdomen. So this time we are going to do the 4th round. We will come into the final position, stay there for a short while. Slowly raise your hands, legs, chest, shoulders, head, and be there in the final position for a short while, and then slowly go down. When you are holding the final position, your breathing will remain normal. Slowly come into the final position. Stay there for a short while to the extent that your body will let you be. And in the final position, breathing is normal. And then you slowly drop your body down and relax. These two practices from the abdominal group are very powerful practices, simple practices that can be done to strengthen the abdomen, the core muscles, the thighs. While you're relaxing, observe how light you feel in the body now. From the navel, ripples of lightness spreads to the extremities of the body. You can feel that waves of lightness is spreading from the navel to the hands, to the head, to the feet. Ripples and waves of lightness spreading from the navel to the extremities. When you feel sufficiently relaxed, you can get ready for the practice of Jhulana Lurhakanasana. Dynamic rocking and rolling. This practice is very nice massage to the back. However, people with spinal conditions, with high blood pressure, with slippery disc, with severe back conditions should not do this practice. So for this practice, you bend your legs, wrap your hands around the legs, pull your legs towards the body and roll from side to side. You roll from one side to the other side. When you are rolling from side to side, your head should not be lifted up. Those who are doing this practice for the first time, you can see how they are doing it. The head is not lifted off the floor, head remains on the floor. Once you finish 10 times from side to side, lie down and relax for a short while, for a few moments. After relaxing for a few moments, when you feel that you are rested well, after enjoying the massage that you have given to yourself, to your back, now you will get ready for rocking and rolling forward and backward. People with severe back conditions, with slip disc, with high blood pressure, people with ulcers in the stomach, in the duodenum, in the intestines, should not do this practice. So get ready for the practice, bend your knees. Both of you be careful that you don't knock into each other's head. And rock and roll forward and backward. Each time when you're rolling down towards your head to the floor, you will make a hissing sound like a cooker that is releasing extra pressure. Both your head is so close now. Move a little bit. so that you don't hit into each other. Very nice. You have to make a hissing sound whenever you're going down. And as you roll down to the extent that your whole body comes on your shoulder for a few moments and your buttock is raised off the floor. When you complete 10 times, forward and backward, then you lie down and relax. Let go of the body, surrender the body to the floor, and observe the impact of the practice on the back, in the spine. For a short while, take your awareness throughout your spine, from the tailbone to the top, up to the neck. Observe how you feel all along the spine. Observe how you feel in the back. Observe how you feel in the abdomen. And then gently, whenever you feel that you are sufficiently relaxed, you may roll over to one side and come to sitting position. In sitting position, just for a few moments, close your eyes and observe how you feel in your back, how you feel in your spine, how you feel in the whole body after all these practices. Now we'll be doing Surya Namaskara. We'll be doing 6 rounds of Surya Namaskara, and if you feel tired after a few rounds, or if you feel like resting, you should lie down and relax. Those of you who do not know Surya Namaskara, who are seeing it for the first time, please look at the demonstration and you can try doing it after seeing one full round. So the 2 people, the demonstrators, are going to do the practice facing each other. Please come to the beginning of the mat. You can pull your mat a little bit further down. Very good. So get ready for the practice of Surya Namaskara. Come to the beginning of your mat. And those who have not done this practice, please have a look at the demonstration. It's a simple sequence of practices anybody can do, which will improve flexibility, which will improve strength, which will improve endurance, agility and power. All the 5 parameters necessary for fitness are covered in this one simple practice. There are many benefits of Surya Namaskara. We do not want to give you a theoretical knowledge. Just have a look at the demonstration. First, you drop the hands down to the side. Stand straight, body relaxed. Along with the next outgoing breath, you come into the position number 1, Pranamasana. In Pranamasana, the hand comes in contact with the sternum, the center of the chest. And then Raise your hands above the head, bring the hands in contact with the ear and arch a little bit backward. Bend forward from the buttock, bending from the abdomen, not bending from the head. Drop your whole body forward, knees straight, head drop down. And then slowly raise your right leg up and keep your right leg as far behind as possible with the toe turned inward. Do not stretch the toe out. Toe should be turned inward. Along with the hold the breath inside and bring your left leg also back. Keep the left leg in line with the right leg and move the hip. Move the buttock up and away from the shoulder. Drop the head down. Straighten and lengthen your back. Along with the next outgoing breath, bring the knees down, chest down, chin down. Slide forward, not backward, slide forward, turn the toes away and raise your chest and shoulders up like a snake that is raising its hood. Along with the next outgoing breath, come into Parvatasana once again, the mountain posture. Now bring the left foot forward. The right leg is kept behind, toes turned inward, right knee touching the floor, left thigh in contact with the chest, arch upward and look into the eyebrow center. Along with the next outgoing breath, come into Padahastasana. Along with the incoming breath, come into Hasta Utthanasana. Along with the outgoing breath, come into Pranamasana. Gently drop the hands down. Close your eyes for a moment and observe the change you experience in the body. You've done one half of Surya Namaskara. This is not a demo program, therefore we are not going to just to show you one round and leave it there. This is a live class, so all of you will be doing along with us 5.5 more rounds, and in the middle, if you feel tired, if you feel that you can't continue, you should lie down and relax. This practice cannot be done by people who have hernia, so you can just sit and see the demonstration. It can be done later on. Or if you wish, you can do the abdominal practices that were done earlier in this class. Get ready for the second half. Pranamasana, Hasta Utthanasana, Padahastasana, left leg back Ashwasanchalanasana, Parvatasana, Ashtanga Namaskar, Bhujangasana, Parvatasana, Ashwasanchalanasana. This time bring your right foot forward, Padahastasana, Hasta Utthanasana, Pranamasana, hands down. Pranamasana, Hasta Utthanasana, Padahastasana, Ashwasanchalan, right leg back, Parvatasana, Ashtanga Namaskar, Bhujangasana, Parvatasana, Ashwasanchalan. Bring your left foot forward, Padahastasana, Hasta Utthanasana, Pranamasana, hands down. Pranamasana, Hasta Utthanasana, Padahastasana, Ashwasanchalan, left leg back, Parvatasana, Ashtanga Namaskara, Bhujangasana, Parvatasana, Ashwasanchalanasana, Padahastasana, Hasta Utthanasana, Pranamasana, hands down. We have completed 2 rounds. For a few moments, just be there, observing your heartbeat, your breathing, the pulsation that you experience in each and every part of the body. Get ready for the next round. Pranamasana, Hasta Uttanasana, Padahastasana, Ashwasanchalan, right leg back, Parvatasana, Ashtanga Namaskar, Bhujangasana, Parvatasana, Ashwasanchalan, left foot forward, Padahastasana, Hasta Utthanasana, Pranamasana, hands down. Pranamasana, Hasta Uttanasana, Padahastasana, Ashwasanchalan, left leg back, Parvatasana, Ashtanga Namaskara, Bhujangasana, Parvatasana, Ashwasanchalan, distance, bring your right foot forward, Padahastasana, Hasta Uttanasana, Pranamasana, gently drop the hands down and relax. And observe how you feel now. Observe the changes you experience in the body. Get ready for the next round. Pranamasana, Hasta Utthanasana, Padahastasana, Ashwasanchalan, right leg back, Parvatasana, Ashtanga Namaskar, Bhujangasana, Parvatasana, Ashwasanchalan, bring your left foot forward, Padahastasana, Hasta Uttanasana, Pranamasana, hands down. Pranamasana, Hasta Uttanasana, Padahastasana, left leg back, Ashwasanchalanasana, Parvatasana, Ashtanga Namaskara, Bhujangasana, Parvatasana, Ashwasanchalanasana, bring the right foot forward, Padahastasana, Hasta Uttanasana, Pranamasana, drop the hands down, observe the changes. We'll be doing one last round, 2 more rounds. You're happy with 2 more rounds? Okay. We'll be doing 2 more rounds. Get ready for the 5th round. Pranamasana, Hasta Uttanasana, Padahastasana, Ashwasanchalan, right leg back, Parvatasana, Ashtanga Namaskar, Bhujangasana, Parvatasana, Ashwasanchalanasana, bring the left foot forward, Padahastasana, Hasta Uttanasana, Pranamasana, hands down. Along with the outgoing breath, Pranamasana, along with the incoming breath, Hasta Uttanasana, along with the outgoing breath, Padahastasana, with incoming breath, left leg back, Ashwasanchalan, hold the breath, come into Parvatasana, along with the outgoing breath, knee down, chest down, chin down, Ashtanga Namaskara, slide forward and come into Bhujangasana with incoming breath, with outgoing breath, Parvatasana once again, with incoming breath, Ashwasanchalanasana, bring the right foot forward, with outgoing breath, Padahastasana, Head is dropped down in this pose. Along with the incoming breath, Hasta Uttanasana. Along with the outgoing breath, Pranamasana. Drop the hands down. Relax for a moment. 5 rounds are complete. We'll be doing one more last round. You can take a small break, standing with eyes closed, observing the changes. Those of you who are doing the practices along with us, you have to observe yourself. If you feel too tired, you need not continue the practice, you can rest. Those of you who are willing and who are ready, we will do one more last round. We'll do it slightly rapidly this time. Position number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, hands down. 1, 2, 3, 4, this time left leg. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. 6 rounds of Surya Namaskara has been completed. Surya Namaskara becomes complete only when you follow it up with a good Shavasana. Please lie down in Shavasana. Keep your legs apart. Hands by the side of the body. Slightly away from the body. If you're wearing a spectacle, please remove it. Legs apart, flopping to the sides, hands by the side. The whole body should become completely free from any form of stiffness, tightness. Let go of the whole physical body. The whole physical body should be allowed to sink down into the floor. Please do not keep any part of your body too tight. Surrender the body to the floor. Allow the whole body to sink down. For those of you who are sitting there and seeing this live class with a mug of coffee, you have to realize that this practice, Surya Namaskara, is complete only when it is followed up with a good, long, sufficient relaxation in Shavasana. Lie down comfortably in this posture and let go of the body. Allow the body to sink down and feel the heaviness of the right leg. Feel the heaviness of the left leg. Feel the heaviness of the right hand. Heaviness of left hand, heaviness of whole trunk, heaviness of head, heaviness of the whole body, heaviness of the whole body, heaviness of the whole body, heaviness of the whole physical body. Now shift your awareness from the physical body to breathing. Become aware of the natural breath flowing in and out through the nostrils. When breath comes in, abdomen bulges up, chest expands a little bit, body swells up like a balloon that's filled with air. When breath flows out, the whole body sinks down. Become aware of each and every breath. Become aware of the gentle flow of air in and out through the nostrils. Become aware of the gentle expansion of the body and gentle relaxation of the body. Now, start counting the breath in the reverse order from 27 up to 1. When breath comes in, you say mentally, I am breathing in. When breath flows out, you say mentally, I am breathing out. Be aware of each and every breath. And start counting the breath in the reverse order from 27 to 1. I am breathing in. I am breathing out. 27. I am breathing in. I am breathing out. 26. Go on like this till you reach 1.